my shoes, world on my shoulder, a heart full of blues. I'm in the dirt, down in the dirt.
I barely did that.
Yeah.
And we be added. We weren't added a minute ago.
Yeah.
What is happening? There's a lot of lives going on right now. A lot of lives.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who we got in here? Hey, a Ford Man raid. Oh, TNT Balls, a first member up in here. Howdy, howdy. And the newest one at that.
I put his video on our group
Thrill
page.
Seeks, welcome aboard. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Nursing our travel bug. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Hey guys, congratulations on the new rig.
Oh, yeah.
I caught bits and pieces of it.
Hey, there's Roy Becky's Travel.
Imagine that.
Howdy, howdy. And over the hill RV. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Mary Jones. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Amethyst Hayes Adventures. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Another member, Meg. Howdy, howdy, howdy. We'll be a little closer to Amy today here soon.
Yeah.
Today or tomorrow. A little closer. Then the next stop is Amy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Howdy, howdy, Diane. Phoenix. Robert Rockwell. Another member. Howdy, howdy. Misha Leah. Did I say that right? Leah?
Yeah.
Ford Man Raid. Hey, howdy, howdy. Catherine
Ford.
Cook. Howdy, howdy. They're in Heber, Arizona. Never heard of it. Howdy, howdy. Thrill Seeks. The American Wonder. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Billy J Travels. Howdy, howdy, howdy. He has fun lives. I like his trivia.
You gotta see him do trivia.
I'm shadow banned on. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Alrighty.
Huh. Somebody might have hit a button on accident. It happens. I've almost done it on the phone. It's easy to do on the phone. I think you've done it on accident, haven't you? Moderating, accidentally time somebody out.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. I've almost done it, but not quite.
All right. There we go.
You gotta really watch your fingers on the phone if you're a moderator.
And this mouse that we're using right now.
That's your mouse. That's not mine.
I'm now bus list. Yeah, that's what Becky was saying. In our home life, hey, or no, our home life. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
I got a hole in my chin.
You got a hole in your chin?
Yeah.
33 miles from Payson, Arizona. Well, we got some bad news today, but that ain't the news we're going to talk about. But we got some bad news. Well, we haven't received the news yet, but I did read it on the internet last night. They closed this forest, going to tomorrow. For the rest of the year.
With Mariah Hyatt, we're doing okay.
Need to be in the approved users list. Yeah, I don't know. I had to do that to Blue Wave too a while back. That was weird.
They got their. For some reason, it sounds like they're labeled you as a scammer.
Well, we got a very, very serious issue we're going to be talking about here. We're actually lucky to be here.
There's our neighbor, Scott Jacobson.
Hey, howdy, Scott Jacobson Appreciation. Anyway, I was in one of the Quartzsite groups last night on Facebook, and somebody complained about them closing the forest, and they listed a whole list of forests. Well, this forest was on that list. So I immediately got on Googled it.
Went to their website.
I did not go to their website. No, I Googled it, found a news story, and the news story said that they are closing Cibola National Forest on the 19th for the rest of the year.
So that means you can't hike or nothing in here then?
Yeah, all trails, everything.
Everything. All
That's
these
what it
people
said.
biking and everything's going to be
all trails are closed. The only ones allowed in here are the residents.
There are a lot of people biking through here.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to be hurt.
I had another incident yesterday too. It's kind of lucky that didn't pan out.
Roy's had 3 strikes in one day, technically.
Yeah, I burned up probably 2 lives yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, not yesterday. We discovered something earlier. But I was out walking Lulu on a leash on the trail. And there's mountain bikers, bike on
All
that trail.
over.
No problem. No,
They're all over biking.
it says bikers, hiking, dirt bike can go on it. Not a big issue. We run into it all the time. The issue I have, though, is when you're on a trail, put your dog on a leash. I seen this bicyclist coming around a curve, so I took Lulu about 25 feet off of the trail because she likes attention. Yeah, she gets a little ambitious, dog on a leash. Mom. So I get her about 25 feet off the trail. I see the bicyclist go by me. He's got a dog with him. That dog stayed by his bicycle. He had 2 dogs with him. Another dog came out of nowhere on the other side of me and charged at me and Lulu, growling, looking all ferocious. It was like a boxer-looking type dog. I don't care about breeds. But
it was a good-sized dog, though.
Same size as Lulu.
Yeah. Well, Lulu's
this dog charged at me and Lulu. It was going to kill us.
Lulu's
protecting Lulu's trying to get to the dog, basically to protect me.
Him, not me.
I'm pulling Lulu back. Somehow I lost my footing. My feet now was above my head. I got Lulu. I'm not kidding you. 1 foot was above my head, not 2. 1.
I didn't know you were that flexible, baby.
I didn't either. I'm falling back. Luckily, this ground.
Hey, Paul Vines.
Luckily, this ground is really, really super soft over there, so I didn't hurt nothing. Didn't get nothing hurt.
Hey, James Cat needs.
My pride didn't even get hurt. But anyway, I fall backwards. This guy hollers for his dog. I'm not really sure if he's seen me fall, but he just kept going. Hollered for his dog. Now, he didn't see if I was okay, but I was okay, so no biggie. What I think he did was he got his dog out of there.
He's trying to get his dog away.
Yeah, he got out of the situation, and I didn't see the person or nothing the rest of the day, but I was fine. Lulu was fine. But the funny thing is with these dogs, when I couldn't go no further and I fell backwards on the ground, those dogs finally met face to face.
Yeah, Roy couldn't stop that.
That I couldn't pull them away. I was trying to pull her, but I was on the ground. I didn't have nowhere to pull to. They licked each other, and then they went on.
Lulu is very protective of us.
Yeah.
Especially her dad.
Very protective of us.
I'm just glad we went walking all 3.
I was going to holler at the person. They kind of got down a little ways from me, but the thought crossed my mind, he's getting the dogs away. So if I would have hollered at that person, I don't know if he would have stopped and the dog come back or what.
Or if he would have turned around and the dogs followed, then you would have had 2 dogs possibly on you and Lou.
I wish I'd had it on video. I'm going to start wearing a body cam.
Something.
Hey, Naj. Howdy. Another one of our members. And there's Rashaya.
But,
and Paul Vines. Howdy. Did you?
Yes.
Let's see, immediately after this live stream, Camping Therapy's got a premiere. I couldn't find the word.
And we have
a camper day 5 of our camper repair.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, premieres in 50 minutes. And then immediately after hers, we have one. And then also Jane and Travels is live today. There's a bunch of lives going on right now. Mobang's live right now. Vermont Paint and Photos live right now. So okay. Did we miss anybody? It doesn't look like.
But when Thrillseek said he had to be approved, YouTube has labeled you as a scammer. I don't know.
You don't know that.
That's what they did. That's what they did to Blue Wave. It said right on there for spamming.
Possible, but that don't mean they were labeled as a spammer.
So you may want to.
He was labeled as a spammer because he kept telling everybody, tell them I sent you there.
Yeah.
Well, that was the message I got from YouTube. Possible spammer. You need to approve this guy.
So I don't know if you can contact YouTube
Thank you, Robert.
to see why you're happen to be approved. You could try.
Are you sure? Hey, Rayleigh. Creative Travel. Howdy. Maybe.
He's never okay going green, Mom.
It was an interesting experience, I say that though. I mean, I didn't get a splinter. I didn't no pain whatsoever. My back didn't even hurt. I got steel on my back.
I'm just surprised your feet went over your head.
Oh, one did. I know one did because I know it looked like I was kicking as I went down, but I know because it was.
You didn't go gracefully anyhow, right?
No, not really.
There was no gracefulness to it.
Nope.
Nope.
But it was a soft landing, so I was happy about that. Member's badge finally fell off. Prefer to get it to you. Yes, and you've been removed there, buddy.
Yeah, you gotta add TNT. Did you do that yet?
Yes, TNT balls has been added.
I don't like that look on your face. He's thinking, did I or didn't I?
I was remember if I did the outro. Yeah. Weekend RV and another member. Howdy, howdy, howdy. But that was one life I burned up yesterday, evidently. Where's that gray box come from?
It's coming down there. I can't get rid of it this time. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that could be Thrill Seeks too. But though, I don't know. We do the raid parade every Friday. And everybody jumps from premiere to premiere to premiere. But you might be right about the live streams and that. It's just YouTube is a strange world in their own little world.
Yep. It is so dry here in Mary Jones that's why they're closing all the national forest.
And this really ain't a campground. It's just dispersed camping in a national forest.
They have a campground down the road that you can use your pass on, I believe.
But because of lack of manpower, is what the story said, they're closing the forest. Okay, I get a little bit of that because they need some manpower up in the forest up there. I mean, that forest fire up above
is growing
is
big
over
time.
400,000 acres now.
Yeah,
I get that.
So they're trying to prevent a fire from starting here.
But if we'd had the money here to start with to hire the manpower, we may not have a 400,000 acre fire.
But you gotta have people want to work too, honey.
There's all kinds of people that want to work out in nature and the forest and everything. That guy that was here the other day, that's his passion is the forest. There's people that have passion for that. Oh yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember what Felix's was. I don't really remember if she ever really found out.
Hey, J&N Travels.
J&N Travels. They got a live after us today too.
Yeah, they were blocking her from commenting. She couldn't comment for like 5-10 minutes, even on her own videos. Though, remember? Like if
they was deleting her comments.
Yeah, like if she was like responding, like say you told her, "Hey, great video, awesome area." And say somebody else comment, she could only do one comment. I think it was like every 5-10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I ain't got time for this. So I need to answer my people back. And then, but she got throttled for some reason. And I don't think
she got deleted.
Yeah.
Her comments got deleted.
And I don't think she ever did get an answer to it.
I don't know. They did a really good Utah video yesterday in the premiere. That was.
We need to get up to Utah sometime.
Yes, because I want to take you up that drive.
What drive?
The one they went up.
Scott, what kind of drive are we talking?
I don't know if he watched the video.
Oh. Well, you ain't know either. He likes taking me places that give me a heart attack sometimes.
Yeah, grow channels are bad, really. Bad. You got to go to them ones that's doing it right. You guys going to be home in June? We don't know.
I might. You might not.
We don't know. It all depends on this gas and everything.
So the closer we get to Indiana, I might just drive back home.
Get our plates and that. We still got to make Michigan because we got M22 and then.
Yeah, but you guys can take your time then. But I got to get in and get these doctors.
We're going to be moving probably an hour away from here. Set a little bit, get the finances built back up for the gas, and then take back off. Go see Amy, and then get over there to Oklahoma City to go see Weekend RVing, James and Millie, Danny with Griswold, hopefully landing.
Yeah.
Somebody else was over there, and I'm having a brain fart.
Well, Shar is over by
Arkansas.
She's in Arkansas. We need to
not far from where we were at Hazen.
We need to see Shar and Mama. Because her mama gives
going to do a zoo trip in June. Why did I say that funny?
Because you're a dork.
Oh, we got 22 in here. Well. We should wait after?
No, you need to explain what happened.
All right. Well, let's get to our...
I don't know if they heard us say, the batteries are...
wait. Oh. She always wants to kill the punchline.
Because you drag it out.
You're supposed to.
No, you're not.
It's Hollywood.
We're not Hollywood.
Anyway... What are you tapping on our issue that we had. What's what I'm tapping on the table.
He's a fidgeter.
Now
I know where the kids
the
got it
grandkids.
from.
Okay, it's Hollywood. Anyway, we're very lucky to be sitting in this rig right now. We're probably very lucky to be here. This would have happened at night. Don't want to dramatize it too much, but if you got solar on your rig and you're traveling down the road and you're
Especially in Arizona.
traveling down rough Arizona roads,
or up here, because this road wasn't exactly nice either.
any roads, rough roads, check your screws and your connections.
I'm checking. You're missing a few bolts.
We had an issue.
Or nuts.
I come in honey the other night. Smelled plastic burning.
Didn't think nothing of it.
I did think something of it.
Because
you didn't think nothing
I couldn't
of it.
smell it.
Okay. So I went into the solar closet and I got to looking around in there. Didn't see anything wrong.
Closes the door.
Didn't really smell the smell from there. But I didn't see anything wrong, so I closed the door. Day before yesterday, my screws Day before yesterday was over at Scott's. Scott was kind of concerned about his voltage on his batteries being low. Not real low. We had some draws, but not as high as they normally are because we are setting in the woods.
And we had a cloudy morning.
We are both setting in the sun, but we have trees on the side so we don't get the sun like we did all day being out in the desert. But we have like 5 or 6 hours of sun, straight sun. Well, I noticed ours were down too. He was at 12.5. We were at 12.5 and 4. But I figured it was the Epicool running. The laptop was on. Jackery was going. I thought it was a draw.
Washer.
No, dear. That was in the daytime.
Mm.
When you had the washer going. This was at night. When I looked, I thought, okay, we got all this stuff drawing. It's going to show that because we're in the woods. Things are good to go. Yesterday, I was on the phone with Nomadic Rat Pack. Becky's setting up in here and she's working on the laptop or your cross stitch. One of the two.
No, I was putting videos up. I was uploading for you.
She so she goes.
You asked me.
No. You was working on something and me and
I'm doing YouTube.
Yeah, me and Nomadic Rat Pack, I think we started talking solar, as we usually do. And I asked Becky, I explained about mine and Scott's thing and us being in the woods. And I asked Becky, I said, oh, by the way, I said, this thing should be showing 13.9, 14, 14.4, maybe. It's in the middle of the day. So I hollered up in here to Becky. And I'm hoping Becky learned a valuable lesson with this too, to keep an eye on these meters. I asked her, I said, we got a meter right there.
Yeah, but
what's that meter say?
I got to get up and look because if I work
I
on
don't
the
care.
laptop.
You need to check it at least every hour if you're in here.
Yeah. But I hate fairy dust.
And that goes for me too.
Yeah.
I don't check it as often as I do too, because we've gotten used to everything working.
Yeah, never had a problem. Well, we did it.
So Becky hollers out the window, 12.2.
And I'm like, what's going on?
We're in the middle of the day. That thing should be reading on 14 volts. So I put Nomadic on Nomadic Rat Pack. I put him on speakerphone. We're going to diagnose this problem. See what's going on.
All right, Blaine, have a great day.
Well, fairy dust. Howdy. Got to digging around in there. And I noticed no sun was coming in on the solar. We hadn't been charging. So apparently we hadn't been charging for 2 days.
We didn't notice. Not really.
I said, well, we've blown a fuse. So I go to pull the fuse out of the fusible link.
Yeah, we have it.
I have 40 amp fuses coming in from the solar because when you buy the MP4 connectors, you can get one with a fuse in them. They're like $15 a piece.
And they're hard to get to the fuse, ain't
They're
it?
40 amp fuses. So what I did, I bought an automotive fusible link 10 gauge wire. Just what was going in there, 10 gauge. I put a push 40 amp fuse in it. Where are those?
I don't know. I think I put them back up in your basket. No, they're in the closet, honey.
Okay, but these are the push fuses anyway.
Yeah. The
Those of you don't know what a push fuse is, well, we call them push fuses. This is a big version of one, but this is not what it is. These.
Ours is 40. That is what, 50?
This is a 40 amp. But
don't look like ours though.
I have a 40 amp smaller one. I got a whole bunch of them. These things work great all the way to October. Well, all the way from October when we put it in. Now, it wasn't the fuse's problem, but I went to get this fuse out. See the fuse in there? It's melted. Couldn't get it out. So I tried to pry it open with a screwdriver. That's when I knew I had a problem.
Dorian, camping therapy.
We had a serious problem then. So I go over. Oh yeah. Yes, we got a birthday banner to run. There it is. Happy birthday to Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla. Happy birthday, Jeff. So I go over. To the wire running to the battery, coming off the solar controller, and you want that as short as possible. So I'm going to pull the fuse out of that to kill any power going to it. This is what I found.
Oh, wow, I didn't know it melted the fuse too. Into the plastic.
The fuse is melted worse than this one is.
Yeah, that ain't no good.
I couldn't get it out. Luckily, the fuse popped. All the juice stopped flowing.
So it did do its job. But
we darn near had a fire. And in a 40-year-old rig with paneling, it would have been quick. But it wasn't this problem. What had happened, going down the road, our ground wire came loose coming out of the solar controller. But it was still in there, but it was loose. And it caused these wires to overheat and melt the fusible links. No,
it wasn't the fuse's fault. It did its job. It shut the power off.
Yes, I'm putting, as soon as we can, I'm ordering a 60 amp breaker to put in there. Scott's got one on his. I'm going to put one of them in there. These things did their job. I will say that. But this little piece it must have got hot quick in there for that to happen.
It was a ground wire coming loose that caused the problem.
Yeah, it was the ground, because when I found the ground wire, it was wiggling, it sparked. And it made a crackling noise, and then it would charge. But when that ground wire was disconnected, I hooked the wire coming back in from the solar panels into the solar controller, and it caused my solar controller to show 9 volts on the battery. When I unhooked the solar panel from it, it showed 12.2. So I thought we had fried the solar controller went bad. So we had another solar controller in there, a smaller one, that we had bought from Santan Solar that we're not using. We were using it with the 230 watt solar panel that we gave Lily Gypsy Child. Journey by Lily.
Hey, little bit. Hey, guys.
Hey, little bit. How you doing? So I took this wire, because this is the wire going to the battery. And then the other end goes up into the solar controller. I took the wire from the other solar controller. I hooked that into the solar controller I thought we was having issues with. Then I took the wire coming in from the solar panels. Plugged that in. It went crazy. Nuts. 9 volts. Was reading weird stuff I had never seen on the solar controller. I pulled it back out. I told Becky, I said, we're going to have to get another solar controller. Well,
we're out in the middle of nowhere. We're going to get one of them. There's a Harbor Freight nearby.
Yeah.
I did see that, though. I did look that up.
We may have been able to run off that small one, but I'd had to unhook one solar panel. So and we do have the Harbor Freight solar kit and solar controller right there if we would have had to use it.
Yeah, but would they run on a 250? That's only for 100.
Dear, we lived off 100 watts for a year.
Oh, yeah, we could hook the solar. Yeah, okay, never mind.
To that solar controller. So I got to looking at the wires, and that ground wire moved, and it kind of sparked a little bit and made a crackling noise. And I thought, wow, I wonder if this is the problem. So I pulled the wire tight, grabbed the solar wire, put it back up in the solar controller.
I do not recommend you do this because you could get a good bite.
Not with what we have.
Okay.
50
Still
volts,
could
yes.
hurt.
We only got 33 volts coming
Still
in.
hurts.
But the minute I touched that wire to the solar controller, it started charging. So I let go of the ground wire, and I got that 9-volt reading again.
The goofy numbers.
So I pulled it out right away, tightened that ground wire back up,
Put the new fusible link.
put that solar wire back in there from the solar panels, and we're still charging, and we've been charging all night and day, and we're at 13.4. The batteries are like at 82%.
James got a question. How is a ground acting like a hot wire?
I think it stopped the circulation, James, is the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
For the electricity.
We're just lucky it didn't burn our
It
solar
was the two
controllers
wires
up.
coming from the battery, the hot wire and the ground wire going to the batteries. That ground wire came unhooked, and I think it just caused the hot wires to
Hey,
overheat.
Tammy, do it.
Because I put the same thing back on, and it's not getting hot or nothing.
So we got to make sure when we move every time to check the ground. Because it didn't in Lake Texoma. You had to tighten everything up too.
Yeah, but it didn't get hot like that because I think I caught it in time.
Yeah, that's probably why. Ground is
a ground, not hot. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know that. The only thing I can think of is it being like
it just stopped.
Like this would be the ground, this would be the hot, and the electricity's supposed to flow in your hot, out your ground or whatever.
And it couldn't do it.
And I think when this ground got unhooked, it caused this hot wire
short out
to get hot because it didn't have nowhere to send that electricity.
Hey, pneumatic
through.
Rat Pack.
And I think it got hot before it got to the fuses. Yeah, pneumatic Rat Pack. It was a loose ground. It was a bad ground.
He hooked everything, and it's running.
Check this out, pneumatic Rat Pack. I didn't send you the picture of it, but this is the fusible link coming from the
battery to the solar.
Battery to the solar.
Melted the fuse and all.
Yep.
That one we can't.
And this
tell.
one was the one on the solar.
The ground, right?
Panels, and it's melted. But the one going to the battery melted worse. But it's all 10 gauge wire. I'm moving everything to 8 gauge.
You can't even get up in that to see.
So the bare wires, and you put them. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that, American Wonder. I got to figure out a way to keep them screws tight though.
Well, these roads don't help. Yeah, you're not going to get into there to see what that fuse looks like unless you cut all that plastic.
No, I tried
off.
to get in there with a screwdriver.
You're going to have to cut the plastic.
But I mean, I put all this stuff in there since October, and it worked great. And it's a 40
the
amp
roads
fuse.
out
It's
here.
exactly what they put in the inlines. So it was that ground wire coming loose or something. It's the only thing I can think of. Because I can go in there right now and touch everything in that closet, and it's running great. We're at 13.5. Nothing's hot.
Going Green Mountain got a question. I don't know.
No, because the screws are inside the solar controller.
Yeah, you put the wire up and then you just tighten that little screw right there. I know that much.
Just a little dab of blue Loctite. Blue Loctite. Okay, I remember that, American Wonder. Thanks. But what do you think, the American Wonder? I mean, you know quite a bit about this. You think that ground that coming loose could have caused that? Because everything's been working fine since for.
Hey, J Bug Creations by Julie.
Hey, howdy. It's the only thing I can think of. It's the only thing. And it was the only thing that was wrong in there was that
wire
it was loose. That ground was loose coming out of the solar controller.
Time is it? Yeah, watch your time.
Yeah. But if that would have happened when we were sleeping and then caught that.
Or what about going down the road?
Going down the road, I don't think we'd have got out of here in time because you got the front cab full of everything. We can't get over that.
If you're driving down the road,
the fire would have been over there by the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you would have been going down the road,
won't mess with any electronics,
babe.
Yeah, that's kind of
what
what I
if you
figured.
would have been going down the road, what would you have done?
Pulled on the side of the road and bailed.
And hope the dogs come out with you and didn't freak. Jasper was sniffing the air the night before, but I had the windows open and I just thought he smelled something outside. Because that dog's always got his nose in the air sniffing. But I think he was smelling that, and I can't smell like Roy because of all the problems I've had with my sinuses. So that's scary because I wouldn't have smelt it.
We had one do that. We got one at the house that does the same
ceiling
thing.
fan.
And on the front porch.
Yeah.
Does the same thing. I never
We
could
only
figure out what was
lose
wrong with
2
that.
bulbs out of the 6.
And it would blow, and it wouldn't be. Would it be the same? It might have been the same.
Same too.
But it would blow the LED bulbs too. And they would last for a while, and then just them same two.
Just same too.
Little bitty white one with small blades from Menards.
Menards. We got the little.
Mm-hmm.
It circulates the air good, but I told Roy there's 6 in that one or 4.
6, I believe.
And I'm like, look at this. And he's like, what? I said it blew that one, and just as soon as he looks up, the other one next to it would go. It's always those 2. It was never the other 4.
Well, I think too how we discovered it is I think you checked the Appicool, and the Appicool was showing a code.
Yeah, Appicool was giving me a code. And I was like, Roy, I'm getting codes on the Appicooler.
So yeah, we got that plugged back into the jackery
For now.
The jackery's plugged into the batteries.
Till the batteries can beef back up. Because here I was doing
just
laundry
glad that
2
that
days and
it didn't materialize what it could have been. And we're sitting in a dry forest. That really, I mean, it just the possibilities could have been endless of what could have went wrong.
yeah, son, a broken wire inside the insulation. Commercial time, Roy.
Oh, yeah, yes,
Get him, Doreen, get him.
Yes, we'll be right back.
Crack that
Giving thanks
whip.
to the members. And it's redone, too.
He just don't know if he did the outro.
I did do the outro.
Are you sure?
Yes, but I don't know if I uploaded the right outro.
Oh, no.
Okie dokie, we'll be back.
Slow down, mama, why you talk so mean? Good Lord, man, shit, it ain't what it seems. You got nice clothes, nice shows, boogie down at the bar. Fiddle tunes and homemade booze, but it always goes too far. Shooting pool, crack a jack, take off now, don't look back, but hey, don't you wanna play? Hold on, sugar, why you look so sad?
Where did I put them in the closet? Whatever tools you had on the counter, I put there right in front of the the inverters. Hey, Timmy Ray.
No snippers.
Did you put them back in your toolbox?
I probably did.
The knives are up there.
These are the fuses I carry around with us. These are all the push fuses.
We marked each one too.
Yeah, each one's marked what amperage they are. But these things go up to 50.
50's wide.
Here's the 40 amp fuses that we used.
The poopalish.
And I know they work because by my own doing, I popped one in there when we first did this. So I know these fuses work. Like I said, it wasn't the fuses issue. It was that wire coming loose. But I'm kind of curious what this other fuse looks like. But I used a screwdriver to get in there, and I can't get in there.
You need a knife. It's like fused the plastic, babe. It's almost like injection molding.
It is injection molding.
Yeah, it inject. Well, it's not in a machine.
I used to make these fusible.
Yeah, but I mean, it just like.
These fusible.
I'm waiting for him to stab himself in the finger. That will be on live. Go get the knife.
I don't need a knife. Oh, this is charcoaled.
Yeah. Thanks for making it smell again in here.
Well, you are so welcome.
Thanks.
I got it almost.
Needle nose pliers. He's got mine.
It's the cover is melted on it.
Here.
It's coming.
Get jacked in the jolly, and every time he works on something, I get.
Okay, I said this one was worse.
No, that one's
This one is nothing but charcoal. Look at this.
Oh my God! It burned it all straight up. There's
guys
no
see this?
fuse left. It's burnt.
Nope, it ain't gonna work.
Hold on. I got an idea. Oops.
That is what's left of it.
Yeah, it's burnt. That ain't even a fuse anymore.
Nope.
All right. I was gonna say if
Hold the
you
white
need
piece of paper up.
and put that in front of it. There you
There
go.
we go. Maybe.
Now you can see that was a fuse. All it is a bunch of black stuff now.
It's
There's
all
not even
carbon.
a fuse.
This was a fire.
It blew. Well, there's only these two. There get all the fuses,
2.
and we have extras. I bought the big pack.
Wow.
Yeah, there's not. That's not even. I wouldn't even call that a
We're very
fuse
lucky.
anymore.
Very lucky.
That's not even concerned. I wouldn't even call
Don't
that a
take
fuse.
life for granted, folks. You never know when it's gonna.
So now we
that
know.
could have been bad.
So
That
now
could've
we
been
know
really
every
bad.
time we move, he needs to check wires. And you're gonna have to show me so I know what I'm looking at.
Slow roasted fuses.
Oh, that one
Yeah.
ain't even a fuse anymore.
This one was slow roasted.
That one was.
This one might have been nuked.
It's, when you open it, phew.
Yeah, this is what I was smelling right here.
Yeah, it's bad. For
That's
me
why
to
I like
smell it.
circuit breakers for large loads. I'm switching over to that.
Where do you get those at? Harbor Freight?
Santan's got. We can order
Okay.
it. Scott's got a 60 amp. But I'm going to up the wire too for 8 gauge going to the battery.
We have 8 gauge, don't we?
No, we have 10 gauge.
That's all we got left?
That's all we've had.
What's up here? I have one.
That's all we have, 10 gauge.
Okay. We used all the 8.
We have no 8 gauge.
We used
We've
it.
never had 8
Oh,
gauge.
I thought you were buying.
No.
Bought some. What's on the roof then?
10 gauge.
Oh, okay.
It's 10 gauge, and then the battery I think is 4 gauge or 2 gauge. The battery
Terminals,
jumpers.
jumpers.
The
I
lugs.
don't know all these terminology. People don't listen to
It
me.
might snap in mice in the electric.
Now, this was in our closet. Everything on
Yeah.
the roof looks fine.
Yeah, mice couldn't have got to this.
No, no mice.
This was just a result of a loose wire.
Because Mr. Moose is better than a cat when it comes to getting mice.
Just
Well,
I
at least
wonder
the cats we've been around.
because this fuse. I wonder if the breaker would have melted.
It should have tripped.
We're not gonna know until we change. This should have blown. These did blow.
It
though.
did blow, and then it just kept burning because it was still sending power through.
But that's just
That's
crazy. Good old Moose. My bus had all oversized wiring. Yeah, this one's going to too.
Yep.
I'm over that scared me.
that's
This
right.
has scared me.
Moose is our mouser, is he not?
Yeah.
Jasper will kill a mouse too. He just takes a big old paw and just squishes them. But Moose don't kill them. He breaks their back.
Hey,
And then
Timmy.
he tries to give them to mom.
I am a faithful follower of the black tape roll.
We have like 5 rolls in here somewhere.
Yeah.
I have
I
actually.
used to use black tape all the time. No matter if I took 2 wires, connected them together, I'd black tape it. That's all we ever did at the factories when we used to make these things. But if you notice, I actually have heat shrink on these. I didn't start using heat shrink until last year at Quartzsite.
Year
When all
before.
these people come over to help me do my
No,
solar.
honey.
Year before, yeah, okay.
Mike's like,
These guys were using heat shrink. They kind of laughed at me with my black tape. So I got a whole big box of heat shrink now.
Where is that?
It's
In the storage or in there?
it was in the closet. No, it's in under the couch.
Under the couch now.
And so I use heat shrink now.
James. I have a roll. I have the roll in here, and then he's got like 4 in your what? You did have 4 in your toolbox. I don't know if we have all that now.
Breakers will trip. Well, fuses were supposed to blow.
And then stop it, and it didn't work. But that's because the wire kept.
It got hot before it actually blowed. My son used that heat tape.
That's what we had to use at the factory. You'd see me go out with the little heat shrink.
So
and
yeah,
the little
these
gun.
are the first things that I've ever used heat shrink on, and I'll continue to use it. It does look better, but I still like the black tape. Love the black tape.
Put the one up, man.
What on?
The one that stinks.
You want to smell that?
Oh,
Man.
ucky.
What we got in case somebody comes in?
Yeah, well, put it over there, not up by my breathing area.
Plug your nose. So that was our excitement. So
That was enough for me.
basically I burned up 2 lives this week. She burned up 1. Could have been. Like I said, that could have been. I'm just glad
We
it
were
wasn't.
being looked over. We have guardian angels that love us.
Hmm.
Yours
Now
probably your grandpa.
We got to get on that very soon because I don't. See, we put that in October or September.
September we put everything on.
September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. These things went 9 months.
Lake Texoma, you had to tighten the ground.
Yeah.
And that was like in what?
Black tape.
That was in January. We had to tighten everything up because we spent Christmas with James and Millie and Danny, sort of. But we were at James and Millie's for Christmas, and when we got to Lake Texoma, you had to tighten it.
Good old rubber smell. Yeah.
So around New Year's, he had to tighten it.
Yeah. But it didn't cause
All right,
no
American
issues.
Wonder.
Good
luck.
Yeah.
Too bad you wasn't up by Elkhart and had a way to pull one. You could get one for a decent price.
Really good price. We paid $2,000 for a brand new one.
Yep.
4 years ago. Then we sold it to her brother.
Yeah, my brother. He finally moved it back in by the pole barn I seen.
How'd you see? He ain't been there in a year. Well, not a
Nita,
year.
his wife. And she made him take the tire off so nobody wants to try to pull around with it.
Always
They
good
were-
to say JT. Always good to
They
say
are
JT.
stealing cargo trailers up by us big time.
It's not me, Nomadic Rat Pack. Yeah, we got a great community here when it comes to solar. I will say that, man. Nomadic Rat Pack was on. He was trying to help me figure out what was wrong with it, and
Scott didn't know what was going on. I don't think at the time.
He didn't. Yeah, I didn't go over and tell Scott yet. Until
He
after
was
we
modifying
figured everything out.
his door or something.
We had to modify his door.
It wouldn't let him in or out, would it?
When all this fails, just grab the hammer.
Hammer mechanics. I'm like, what
It
is
was almost what I was ready to do to the solar system yesterday.
We'd hear, and then we hear, bam, bam, bam. I'm
I don't
like,
know if the wee thing, the wee that you heard was running the wee thing.
the wee.
Never mind. Let's move on.
The wee? What's the wee?
I don't know.
Quit.
Wait a minute. What? Hey, this is a family channel. Ain't gonna be the same not camping around your bus though. I will say that.
We got to do a checklist.
Oh, by the way, the
now,
American Wonder, you are in our last video.
Yeah, I think.
Was it the last one or the one before that?
I don't know.
And your bus.
I'm so confused. I uploaded 4 videos yesterday.
Oh yeah, it is in the last video because today is Snyder Hill Quartzite.
I just uploaded what you told me to upload.
Best short premiere after Camping Therapy's premiere. I heard yelling and screaming. I figured better stay over here. Oh man, we were.
He was scrambling.
That was. I get mad when things don't go right. I will say that. When I know, I mean, they work perfectly for 9 months.
Now I'm thinking, no, I didn't. I don't get in the closet, even though my vacuum sweeper was in there.
Thank you, Mary.
We always make sure it's buttoned up tight so it can't. So it couldn't swing and hit where the ground come in. I'm like, no, I didn't move nothing. All I did was plugged in the extension cord for the washer. That's
you didn't do none of that. It just
no, but I was playing in my head. Did I bump something? I'm like, no. So I mean, I was like really trying to figure out did I bump it or no? I haven't been in there. So, I mean, it was, trying to make sure. I'm like, no, I didn't do that. No, I was nowhere near that area where the ground is. So, yeah, I can still smell that.
You wouldn't even know where the ground was if you looked at it.
No, but I always try to make sure I don't touch any of the wiring. Remember, I told you, I'm always trying not to. I don't even try touching or messing around with the battery area. I go right to my little inverter, plug in, turn the button
They
on,
closed
and go.
our forest, Noreen. We're pretty sure hold on.
I haven't seen a ranger.
Cibola National Forest closed. Cibola National Forest has implemented forest closure on all National Forest System lands, roads, and trails in the Mount Taylor, Mountaineer, and Sandia Ranger districts. Closure will start on May 19th and last to the end of the year or until Forest Service rescinds the closure.
They need rain, a lot of rain. They are so behind on rain here, it's not funny. What'd that guy tell you? They're like 3-4 inches behind already. And we haven't seen any rain.
Where is this?
I don't know.
It may not even be in this district yet. So there's 3 districts in the Cibola National Forest that's closed.
There's an archaeological
That's
site.
the one that's right here. It is this district because that's the ranger that's right there on 337.
All right. Well, yeah, you went by it.
That's ridiculous. They shouldn't be closing our forests. I get the no rain part, but like I said, money we're sending elsewhere should be used for manpower back here to keep an eye on our forests, keep these places safe. I mean, there's people's homes here.
There's people living here that have land.
They need. That's what the ranger said. The manpower is why
not
they're
here.
closing.
They don't have.
There's jobs that could be created.
They don't
There you
have.
go.
What did he say? They don't have a
I
night
ain't getting
crew.
off on that rant again because y'all know how I feel about that. But like I said, there's people homes in here. Manpower could
help a lot.
Help the ones that don't want to obey the rules and have fires,
Get 'em
which
outta
we
here.
haven't seen in here.
No, we haven't.
Everybody's
seen
been playing by the rules. No fires. And I think if you're doing that, you should be fine.
Well, the people can still live here, but like any of the campers here or the actual campground, they got to leave. So
this forestry guy was pretty cool. He gave me a heads up about it a few days ago.
Yeah, he said, "Now it's not set in stone."
Well, I just read it on the
I know,
news.
but that's when he told you nothing was set in stone at the time.
We found this other place an hour from here. It's 6,500 feet above sea level, so the temperature is still going to be kind of cool. But it's called Martinez Road Dispersed Camping. Martinez Road Dispersed Camping. It's right off I-40.
Thank you.
Internet should be good there. Oh yeah, bless you.
Now I took all my allergy stuff. Well, I pretty much got the bathroom buttoned up. I'm starting on the kitchen.
Just got to throw everything together.
You got to do the outside.
Once we sit here and wait till they come and say, hey, the forest's closed, y'all got to leave.
I'm really surprised. I'm surprised they ain't coming by now telling us we got till tomorrow morning to move.
Yeah.
Hey, Ashley.
Howdy, Ashley. I don't agree with this way of thinking.
The people have to find their own place, Mary.
Yeah, it's now they do have
They have
campgrounds in here. They'll have to. The federal ones are closed.
Yeah.
The local ones will stay open.
If it's locally owned, they don't.
The
unless
locally
the state
owned ones.
tells them they have to.
They can't do that.
They did for.
They tried that too, but New Mexico gets kind of weird like that. But we just got to go find more dispersed camping out of the national forest area. Martinez.
It's a beautiful area here.
That's exactly right, Going Green. It would require the manpower that the money going elsewhere could pay for. I mean, $40 billion going overseas, that would pay for a lot of manpower, eyes to keep on our forest, to keep our forests safe from these people's homes burning. Look how many homes have burned in that. What was that fire called up north?
You got to
watch the time here.
You got
minutes.
Which one?
We got 9 minutes.
There's 2 up north. One's bigger than the other one.
New Mexico fire. Hermit's Peak.
Hermit's Peak is really bad. And then you got the...
Okay, let me know when you're done.
All right, go.
Okay. Hermit's Peak fire update. Scott's talks to him.
Yours don't like you.
How many acres have the Hermit's Peak fire burnt? That ain't right. It says 299,000.
You go onto that one web map and it's like 400.
Scott's talks to him.
Yeah. Yours don't like you.
419, 598 a gallon. Yep. Yep. A lot of nomads went to Walmart last year until they kicked them out. And then they went to Home Depot. Yeah, Home Depot's pretty friendly about that.
Didn't some guy open up his
Yeah.
parking lot too for people?
Yep.
As long as they kept it clean, he didn't care.
No, home burning was in California had a lot of houses burned. Up here in New Mexico too. Let's see. How many homes have burnt in the Hermit fire in New Mexico? New Mexico, now the state's largest fire ever.
Oh wow, they evacuated a resort.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It says 300,000 acres, but it's over.
That was
400.
a day ago,
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
it?
a day ago. It's over 400,000 acres now. It's probably 500,000 now.
Well, it's so dry here.
And
the
only
wind.
23% was contained yesterday.
Yeah.
You have a
All
nice
right.
day, Jane. We'll catch you on your live in a little while.
It's so dry here, and then the wind.
4,000, yeah, almost to 500. 471,000 acres, 34%. So they got 10 more percent than yesterday. That's good.
They're trying to stop it in front, but
$4.29 a gallon in Kentucky. Jeez.
if you look around, they need to get somebody with goats and
$40
just
billion
let them run
to
through
put a
here.
fire out.
Well, if they had people with goats, look at all the brush the goats would eat
Oh, yeah.
to keep the brush
But these
down.
were started by lightning and,
Cigarette butts, they said, started the one.
How do they know that?
I
How
don't
do they
know.
actually know a cigarette butt started a fire?
Somehow they could almost pinpoint
Because when
where
a fire burns, it burns up everything.
something about the heat source, where the heat started at. They can tell.
Oh, yeah? Check this out.
They're telling you.
Spontaneous. See, yeah. What temperature? Oh, it didn't work. Okay. What temperature does spontaneous combustion start?
According to Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs, Ontario.ca, as the temperature rises above 130 degrees Fahrenheit, a chemical reaction occurs and may sustain itself. This reaction does not require oxygen, but the flammable gases produced are at a temperature above their ignition point.
And what was the ground the other day here?
126?
Yeah.
I thought I read it was a controlled burn that escaped the boundaries. Yeah, that could be too. Solar good, fire bad. Exactly. Detect is lighter fuel. And then on the fire department.
Because who was it said when the fire takes off, that spot has more of a burnt area, so they can almost pinpoint where it was
Yeah,
at.
they can see where it started, but they're not going to tell a cigarette butt started
No.
that.
That's what I said. Well, yeah, the cigarette butt should have burned up.
Yeah, because it's paper and cloth and...
God knows
We
what
got
else.
5 minutes till we got a premiere from Camping Therapy. Then we got one after her. Then we're heading over to Jane Ann Travels after that.
I mean, like Williams, they had the sheep out trying to keep all the underbrush under control, and them sheep,
Like that forestry guy said, he's begging for manpower,
they won't give it to him.
and they won't give it to him. They need to go in here and clean all this little shrubbery up that's taken over. He said that's the biggest problem.
Like right next to our camper is a bunch that could be whacked down.
Yeah, Smokey the Bear knows who straight it. He is from here.
Yeah, I don't remember the town, Capital or something
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Smokey. Let's see, where was Smokey the Bear from? Capitan, New Mexico.
Yeah. 1950.
Navigate to Capitan, New Mexico.
Capitan. All right.
Oh, Capitan, excuse me.
You can't go by that. Look how she says Valparaiso.
That's true.
Valparaiso.
2 hours and 31 minutes north of here, where the fire is.
No, baby. South.
Oh,
We're
it
up
is
by
south.
Albuquerque now, baby.
You're right. Yeah. Oh, it was almost down by 10.
Maybe they got a museum there next time.
We went by a
stuff.
Smokey the Bear museum.
That probably was it.
Navigate to the Smokey Bear Museum.
Smoky
Air. Navigate to the Smokey Bear Museum.
Smokey Bear Museum gift shop. All right.
Yep.
Same place.
Same place.
We probably saw it, didn't even put two and two together.
And keep multiple smokeless ashtrays around, usually a butt bucket outside my. There's all kinds of cigarette butts laying around out here.
Roy dresses his when he would smoke and then put them in his pocket till they could throw them away properly.
You used to hate that. I'd come back with a pocket full of cigarette butts.
Hey, moon over my. Oh, I hate it.
You don't miss those days.
Hey, moon over Miami. I went to get into the washer and all I got is like 20 cigarette butts floating in it. Oh, I rip him a new one. Because then I gotta clean it. If there's any little bit of tobacco in there, you gotta wipe it all out. And I'm short, so I have to get up on the stool and literally inside the tub to clean it.
You know, Mary, I gotta admit, I used to be bad for that before I went in the Army. And unless I was on my property, then I'd, But the Army, you learn how to field dress them. Then you shove them in your pocket. This folks used to hate that. Oh, man. That's exactly what I do.
You get in there and you see all like I said, they would be floating, and then there's tobacco floating, and when it drained down, then you got to get in there and you got to wipe all the tobacco. That's a no-no.
But I used to be really, but of course, we come from the generation that used to be bad for that. I mean, all our elders, that's all they did was flip their cigarette.
I don't remember my dad really flipping. He had a bucket.
Family did.
He had a bucket outside, remember? He had one by his picnic table and one by the door.
Yeah.
You had to get after your friends because they kept flipping them in my flower bed, remember?
Yeah.
Oh. Or out in the yard, and then he'd mow, and then you got all these little white.
You read it, Jimmy. Yeah. I miss those days.
He put a bucket with sand in it. Was it play sand?
I have sand.
He told him, put your butts out in it. And they're like, what? And Roy's like, I'm tired of mowing cigarette butts and the filter going poof.
No, it had nothing to do with the yard. It was your flower beds because I flipped them in the yard because I figured the lawnmower would get them.
Yeah, but still have little white things all over.
Then when we get off the property, go in state parks and camp areas, I wouldn't do that. I'd always dress them and put them in my pocket. And then when we came out on the road and I was still smoking, that's what I did then too.
And I had
dress them
in the tub
and put them in my pocket. And I'd come back at the end of the day, I'd have 3/4 of a pack of cigarettes, butts in my pocket.
And he wouldn't put them in the garbage.
Yep, got check. Link to Premiere. Premiere will begin shortly. So yeah, we can start buttoning this up. 2 minutes, link's up there. Yep, link's pinned to the top. Camping Therapy just dropped a link too. When my neighbor's brother visits, he flicks cigarette butts all bad over.
Oh, that burns my butt.
It does me now.
I hated it. I'd go around picking up all the butts.
Especially when you're out here on these grounds. But there's cigarette butts all
They
over
were killing my flowers with the cigarette butts. For real. I had some beautiful, weird looking like star glazers and all that. Lilies. And they're like, and Lily, and what else was in that one?
Stargazer Lily.
And they were dying. And I'm like, I've been putting my good stuff in there, keeping the weeds out. They're dying. Well, it was the cigarette butts, and I was mad. Oh, they got a snake back at the house too again. Cody says not for long if he gets it. He said he might try to release it somewhere else.
There it is. All righty, folks, we're going to head over to Camping Therapy's premiere. Check out a review on this camper. I love this camper. She loves this camper. It's an awesome camper.
It is cute. If we didn't have 3 dogs,
we've never seen one like it.
If we didn't have 3 dogs, it'd almost be perfect.
Almost. All right. Everybody have a great day. We're heading over there. We can do that. We're heading over to Camping Therapies. See you over there. And then we got a premiere immediately after hers.
And then Jane and Travels is live. And I don't know.
Jane and Travels is live. I don't know if Vermont Pink's still live. It didn't look like Mobang stayed live or even if he went live.
I think he might have been a premiere.
No, it was live.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you over Camp Therapies. Oops, come back here. All right. Oops. Later.
Real bad. I've got a ton of gravel in my shoes.